everyone, welcome back to Teacup Tarot. My name is Reya, and in today's video we are going to be taking a look at what can you expect next in your life when it comes to your work, your career, your relationships and so much more. Now, as usual, you have three piles in front of you. Please make sure to pick one that really speaks to you, either according to the color of the feather or the imagery, or if you cannot make a choice even based on that, then of course you have one of these plates to help you decide. And of course, once you're done with your choice, we start with pile 1. Hello, and if you've selected pile 1, these are the messages that you need to receive for the next 10 days. I hope you've had a good week so far, and I pray that the upcoming week is even better for you. Of course, as usual, we start with our moonology. Okay, interestingly, your commitment is being tested. How much do you want something? How much are you willing to put in for following your dreams, pursuing your dreams? So something may happen which will feel like, this is enough. I'm not going to do anymore. You are being tested. Straight to your path. Say to whatever you're doing and you will be fine. Yeah, just keep the effort going. That's what's in store. And of course, we'll be taking up your tarot. Okay, look at that. Okay, this looks good. 2 of Cups, 10 of Wands. Okay, now I see what is happening here. See what is happening, You're feeling very burdened. Maybe there is a lot on your plate right now. There is a lot on your priority list. Maybe the upcoming 10 days are going to be very, very busy for you. You have to take care of a lot of responsibilities together. As a result, you feel like, enough is enough. I cannot do it a lot. But remember this, when you're being tested, you're very, very close to attaining your goal. And your goal can actually be met because you have the 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups for you in this card is, about completion. It's about fulfillment. It's about feeling happy. And it's about feeling accomplished in certain cases. So even though the burden may feel a lot, if you just stick with it, and maybe ask for help in certain cases, you will be able to really, really come out of this beautifully, is what I'm seeing here. Wish fulfillment, absolutely possible. See, what is happening for you this week? You're becoming more sensitive. You're like, how much more can I do this? But you are going to be able to do that. But remember this, in this week and especially the next 10 days, remember to take occasional breaks. Especially go out of the house. Do something hobby wise, so if you enjoy like going out watching a movie, please make sure you watch a movie. If you just like to go out and spend time at a park with friends, do that, because it is about what you want and what makes you happy along with what is your responsibility. Yeah, that is what is in store. Of course, for you, your friendships and relationships are very important. So maybe your connections with certain friends will develop, and along with that, the possibility of you having new friends and especially like-minded friends is a great deal. In fact, for a couple of you, the possibility of meeting someone special is also there. So if this week you get the possibility of being invited on a date, do not say no. Even though you're very busy, don't say no, because that one date can actually lead to a lot more, okay? Because that is clearly on the cards for you. Now, along with all of this, it's about learning from life. So especially in your life, you have had to learn from your relationships a great deal. You've had to learn from your external circumstances. Now you're supposed to be learning from things outside your house. Yeah, so for all of my friends who love to stay indoors, you have to step outside, because life, the real life, happens outside your doorstep. Meet people, go through different experiences in life, but get out of your head and out of your house. That is something that is in store for you. And in fact, for a couple of you, learning from perfect strangers is also possible. Or getting advice or getting comfort from people you don't know really, really well is also there. But learning from life is what you're going to be doing. And in fact, your belief in the highest power is going to get strong. And not only your belief is going to be getting stronger, but you're also going to be learning a lot from the divine. Yeah, this can happen when you're sitting down for meditation. This can happen through a perfect stranger. But your trust is being reinforced in that highest power. is what is coming through. Interestingly, you are being asked to connect with your ancestors. Okay, now if you have like forgotten about your ancestors, if you've forgotten to honor them or think about them or even say a little bit of thank you, it's important for you to think about them. Yeah, so maybe do a ritual for them or something as simple as, in your mind just say thank you. Thank you for being who they were. Thank you for leaving a legacy for you to carry out. But your ancestors are on a mind. See, I get a feeling like maybe you're supposed to carry out that they were supposed to do in their lifetime. Maybe a spiritual belief you're supposed to be carrying on, certain spiritual practices you're supposed to be carrying on. For Hindus, certain pujas that were done by ancestors and they're not continued, that should be carried on. So for that, you have to make sure that you're constantly connected with your ancestors and deep knowing. And for me, deep knowing is a really, really special part of connecting to that part of you that is slightly not connected with. And this has to do with meditation. This has to do with contemplation. See, when we sit in meditation, we don't learn anything new. We always learn something that has always been with us for the longest time, ever since we were born. See, God resides with us always. Children are able to connect with divinity, but as we grow up, we lose that touch. And through meditation, we then get access to those parts again, and that leads to deep knowing. Yeah? And when it comes to any decision in your life, when you know something is right for you, go in that direction very, very clearly. And also, your love partnerships are very important. As I mentioned, if you get the opportunity to go out on a date, say yes. So finding love, finding methods to, possibly get married or get into a commitment, that is possible. But relationships are very much a priority for you. And having said that, I'll give you messages from your lover's deck to see what's in store. Okay. Time. You're trying too hard. Give it some time. So especially for a couple of my friends, if you're trying too hard in a relationship, give it time. When it comes to certain relationships, when you back down and then you just give certain space for relationships to thrive, they will actually thrive. So don't force something, especially if you're already in a relationship. See, if a person feels something, they feel something. That is it. You cannot make somebody feel certain things for you. Of course, for my single friends, make sure you're trying. Of course, there is something called, trying and not giving up on relationships, but not too hard. So there has to be a balance there. For you, the key word is balance. Close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful. You can allow joy into your life regardless of the circumstances you currently find yourself in. So remember this, basically it's about asking yourself, are you worthy of it? Do you feel worthy of love, and do you feel worthy of a relationship coming into your life? And remember, no matter what the circumstances are, you deserve to feel love in your life. And don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do, for it is only in being true to yourself that you can be true to others. So you have to ask yourself, am I doing this because I really want to do this, or because I feel like, maybe this is something that I have to do because my age is something, or maybe my parents want me to do something, or my friends want me to do something. If you're doing something based on what others want you to do, that is a short way of failure. I'll give you a couple of more cards for that. Flow. If you're worrying about something, maybe this is about, your relationships. If it is about your career, don't worry. Have faith, have trust, and know that everything is going to be working out perfectly. So worrying is never going to solve any problems. Even though your commitment is being tested, you can just keep doing what you can do best, and the rest, God will take care of it. Okay, and journey. Half the treasure is in the journey. Absolutely. You have to enjoy the process. If you're preparing for an examination, you should not be stressed. You should just focus on what you're learning today. Okay, what you're learning, not what you're preparing for in terms of an examination. Because when you learn something, that will stay with you for the rest of your life, and that is what you need to focus on. And stillness. Yes, meditation. Your mind is slightly restless, pile 1. You need to find that stillness within you. Very important. And I'm going to give you your tea leaf cards to see what extra messages are coming through for you. Let's take a look. Goldfish, increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. I see this as both, because materially, of course, you're doing well, but spiritually, you're doing better, is what I'm getting here. Dealings or relationship with a man. So your relationship with a man is going to be important, especially when it comes to meeting new people. Maybe a friend will be being like, oh, would you like to go on a date with this person? So try it. A friend introducing you, very much possible. But compliments from an admirer, somebody clearly admires you and may ask you on a date. Finally, I'd say waiting for news, package or letter. So maybe some of you are actually waiting for that letter, and it may arrive, because once again you had the 9 of Cups, which is about good news, and candle. You will be shown the way. So if you're like, oh, what is the right way to go about it? Is this right? Is this wrong? You will be shown the way. Yeah. So once again, you have to remain calm for the way to be shown to you. And the second thing is, you will know the answer. I give you messages from Sai to see what Baba has to tell you in terms of your spiritual life. Celebrate. Okay, so there's clearly something that you have to celebrate in your life. So honestly, you have to learn to celebrate every day, no matter what every day brings, because every day you've been given this opportunity to live, and life in itself is the biggest gift. So celebrate that and dedicate to Sai. Of course, if you feel like you're being tested in certain cases, dedicate it to Sai and ask for Sai's help, or whichever ascended master you believe in, because sometimes that divine favor really helps us. And compassion. Remember, be kind to people. Yeah, be kind to strangers, be kind to birds, animals, feed somebody something, because it is only when you do something that is kind for others that kindness will show up on your doorstep. Bless somebody else and that blessing will come on your doorstep. Yeah, very important. And of course, to wrap it up, I will also give you your letters and your numbers. Okay, here we go. 21, 25, 33, you have D, S, 15, 14. You can look out for your birth dates or significant dates of a significant other too, possibly. And you have 55, you have Y, you have E. Yes. Okay. I told you, if you're getting an opportunity this week regarding something, a proposal or a date, say yes to it. And sip a cup of coffee. At that, go on a cup of, coffee date. Very possible. O, E, R, 23, R, U, G. You have God. So once again, you had the message of trust. So clearly, spiritually, this is a week where you're advancing a great deal. Okay, so maybe your faith in God will increase a great deal. Very, very possible. And yeah, you have 66, can be 99 as well. And I'm sure you can find a lot of other things from it. But for now, whenever I'm looking at this, that is what I'm getting here. But overall, this is what I'm seeing for you for the upcoming week. And as always, as I wrap up, I want to leave you with all of my prayers for a beautiful future and an abundant future and your whole life. I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Hello, and if you've selected pile 2, these are the messages that you need to receive for the upcoming 10 days. Let's take a look at what's in store. Clearly, there is something that is happening this week that is making you feel super joyous, that is bringing you a lot of happiness, and that is making you feel like, wow, this is the way I want the rest of my life to be like. Okay, so possibly like this lady, you may go out on a little picnic with people you love, or maybe with your fur babies, you never know, but it'll bring you a lot of happiness the next 10 days. Let's take a look at your other cards. Okay, I see why. There is something good happening in your life. Okay, maybe you're completing something, maybe people are recognizing your talent, or you get to give an examination that is really really good, or for some people, of course, you may get your results that turn out to be brilliant. Yeah, this is a week, interestingly, where you're very very hard at work. You're like really focused on fine tuning your skills. You want to do a job well this week, and not just do it for the sake of doing it. And in fact, this week you're likely to get support of people that you did not expect in your life. So especially when it comes to your work situation, maybe people will be more than helpful towards you, or some people that you did not expect at all will give you a solution that will solve your problems. Very much possible. Interestingly, what is happening, you're very very sticking to the norms. You're sticking to something that you know is foolproof, that is a foolproof method of success, and you're not willing to try something different. Like, you're not really in the mood of experimentation, but remember, that is working for you, and that is going to find you a lot of success. So for all of my students watching me, don't try to do something different. Try a study method or a study pattern that you've always done, because that is the time tested method for success for you. Also, the possibility that some of you may take important career related decisions or money related decisions is very possible. Okay, so when it comes to making these decisions, do it according to what you feel is right, both intuitively and logically. Okay, there has to be a combination of these two. Don't make your decisions this week entirely emotional or entirely logical. A balance of these two things is very important. Also, this week you could receive a very very good offer relating to something. This could be your friend asking you out on a coffee date, or this could be a romantic offer coming to you, or a business offer at that. And once again, whether you want to take it or not is something that is your call entirely. And also, this is a time for healing, and what a beautiful healing is happening. I get a sense that finally you're moving out of your head and moving into the space of the world. See, sometimes what happens is healing is actually happening for us, but we don't realize that a healing is happening because we are living in our head. Now what is happening is you're consciously out of that emotional space, excessive emotional space, and you're going into the world, because of which that complete healing is happening. And of course, if there's somebody out there who's physically suffering, this week will make you feel so much better. Your strength will return is something that I'm getting to. And time out. So this week, once again, going out on a picnic, as I mentioned, so going out with friends, family, out of your house, out of your head space as possible, because of which you're benefiting a great deal. So let me tell you this, if you have plans of staying indoors, just go out. You'll feel a lot better. Yeah, even if you've been sick and you're like, oh, I just cannot move out, at least for taking a walk, go out. It'll like shift your mindset entirely. Well-being, this week, interestingly, it is not only about joy and delight in just one area of your life. This is about well-being. At a soul level, you're feeling better. At an emotional level, you're feeling better. And in your logical headspace too, you're feeling better. So there's an overwhelming sense of well-being here. A sense of balance is prevailing in your life when it comes to this week, which is beautiful. And yang. Okay, so clearly you're going to be very busy this week. Okay, you're very very action oriented. You want to probably accomplish things that you've been kept on a back burner for maybe weeks now. Yeah, but you're really really out there and willing to make a difference in the world. And dream journal. So two things are happening. Okay, one is like your external life is thriving, and second, your internal life is thriving as well, because the question is, are you sleeping well? And time out especially. So what I feel like, if you make sleeping, if you make your well-being a priority, you may get inspired dreams. And the session of inspired dreams has been happening for the past 2 weeks, and it will continue for the next 2 weeks. Yeah, so please pay attention to your dreams, because dreams is like this light gateway to the divine will. Yeah, so sleep well, of course, and dream, very important. I'll give you a couple of more cards. Ocean. Be beautiful, mysterious, wild and free. Yes, wild and free. So this week you're living a full life. Let me tell you this. I'm not saying the ups and downs won't be there, but they will go down like drastically, because of course we've moved out of the period of eclipse and things are settling down, as I mentioned before. And move. Go out. Healing is outside for you. It is not where you are right now. Yeah. So make time to go out with friends, family, whichever way, and reflect. You know, when we sit by the ocean, when we sit by the sea and we look into the ocean, we get lost, because it is these natural forces that help us heal. So you have the possibility to spend time in nature. Do that, because in nature we automatically go to that zen state, and in that zen state that reflection happens naturally. Yeah, so that's important too. And anchor. See what is necessary. You have to live a beautiful life, a full life, but you have to anchor your root chakra. And I will tell you this, your root chakra is actually in the process of being beautifully grounded, because I'm already seeing the outward manifestation of this. Yeah, so lot of beautiful things are happening for you. I can really vouch for that. But once again, for people who feel that little bit disturbance, very few out there, because the effects of the eclipse are really on their way out. But if you still feel a little bit, ground yourself. If you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not in your mind, for the heart is the gateway to your soul. So when it comes to your relationships, romantic relationship, you already know the answer. You don't have to seek the answer anywhere else. What you feel is right when it comes to your heart is the answer for you. Absolutely. And healing. Once again. So romantic relationships are healing too. Yeah, imagine yourself and your beloved surrounded by light. Your relationships are being healed this very moment. So once again, things are really getting better for you, and I'm so happy. And I'm really happy, because I personally believe pile 2 was affected a great deal because of the eclipses. And yes, oh my god, you deserve this. Pile 2, you totally deserve this new beginning. A new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams beautifully. Your romantic dreams as well, you're supposed to live it beautifully. Your life, you're supposed to live it beautifully. You deserve the joy that you're getting this week onwards. I'll give you messages from Baba when it comes to your everyday life. Let's see what Baba has to say. Bhakti Yoga. Now for you, pile 2, when it comes to your spiritual life, for this week especially, Bhakti Yoga will be much more helpful for you. Just like Mirabai was a devotee of Lord Krishna. She was just lost in his love. And what is Bhakti Yoga? It is the path of love. So for you, the path of love is what is going to take you towards your ultimate. So this week, the focus is on that. Yeah. And meditation too. Yes, how can we miss meditation? See, one way of falling in love with divinity is thinking about them constantly. And thinking about them constantly with your eyes closed is meditation. Yeah, this is the simplest answer I can give about people asking me what is meditation. Close your eyes, think about the divinity that you believe in. Yeah, that's important. And you can do meditation in 2 ways. Either you think that, okay, I am looking at my God, whichever God you believe in. If this is a God that is unseen, an unseen power that I believe in, or you can do this, that God is looking at me. Yeah, the divinity is looking at me. This can be devotion too. So close your eyes and imagine that Krishna is looking at you. He's smiling and he's looking at you. Yeah, that is meditation in its simplest form. And trust in the Guru fully. Yeah, so once again, our Guru, the Sadguru, whichever Guru you believe in, that is. And let me tell you this, when I mean Sadguru, I don't mean Sadguru from Isha Foundation. If you believe in Isha Foundation, that is great. I have absolutely no problem. He is an amazingly wise person. But there was somebody else, when I mentioned Sadguru, they actually thought I was referring to Sadguru from Isha Foundation, which is not something I was intending. But just to clarify their doubt, I'm mentioning this here. Any Guru which is your Guru is the Guru that you should trust in, because there is going to be a personal Guru for each one of us. Yeah, so trust in that Guru, that Sadguru completely. And He will make sure that you get everything in your life. And spiritual growth, absolutely. So in fact, this is a new beginning towards your spiritual growth as well. See, the tough things that you went through in your life, especially during the 2 eclipses and even a slight period before that, it was meant to teach you certain lessons. And now that you know that it was supposed to teach you something, what have you learned? Explore it, explore the lessons, and you will get, the lesson, the core of it in itself. And okay, you have 23, you have 77, 22, 14, 15, 4, G, E, Y, 88, E, O, I, again, D, oh, you have God again. Look at this. Trust in God, once again, spiritual growth, very, very possible for you. R, I, you also have I. Once again with the I, it's like spiritual eyes, the third eye chakra especially, that is what I'm getting here. But for a couple of you, if you've been having some trouble with your eyes, maybe you need to, give your eyes a little bit of rest, especially if you can just, occasionally just splash some cold water. That will really, really help you. Because what happens is these days, because we are so involved with our mobile phones a great deal, and we use our mobile phones and they are like a house of bacteria, and then we touch our eyes. So that is happening a great deal with a lot of people. So, just pay careful attention to this. And you have R, and you have an R again. Yeah, I'll give you a couple of more because the letters are like really less, I believe. Number 10, 7, 13, Y, T, and you have R. Yeah, but overall these are the letters and numbers for you for the upcoming week. And as always, I want to leave you with nothing but my best wishes for your future. I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Hello, and if you've selected pile 3, these are the messages that you need to receive for the next 10 days. Now, pile 3, I hope you've had a great week so far and that you have an even better week in the upcoming 10 days. Okay. Clearly you will have a good week because you're very close to achieving your goal. So for those of you who've been trying super hard when it comes to work, super hard to get a job, or super hard when it comes to your examinations, you're very close to attaining your goal, okay? So keep at it. Let's see what other messages we're getting here. Okay, 6 of Swords. I love this already. Knight of Wands, 7 of Pentacles. Justice. Okay. Now, for people who've had a very difficult week, or for people who've had sort of a difficult eclipse period, especially the phase between the 2 eclipses, you're moving out of difficult times, especially emotionally. I know for a couple of pile 3 people, because a lot of you have messaged me, it has been a tough period. You are on its way out, so things are going to get much better, and in fact you're going to be feeling much more like your usual self than you normally do. But along with that, I get a feeling like maybe when it comes to your life, when it comes to your work area, you should not really make any decisions that are just right for you today, or that are just right for you, maybe a year from now. Is this decision going to be good for me 5 years down the line? Is this decision going to be good for me 10 years down the line? That is something you have to think about, because anything that you're doing has to be right for you in the long term as much as it is right for you today. So when it comes to decision making this week, be very careful. Yeah, because this week, you're likely to be a little bit more impulsive than usual. One thing you decide, I'm going to do this, and you may leave everything else and you may go in that direction, because of which that little bit of warning is essential. But of course, this week travel is also very much on the cards. This could be a short term trip, or just going out for some time, or for a couple of you, a long term trip is also possible. In fact, an interstate trip may be likely for you. Now, this is also a week that things are actually coming back to balance. Okay, like almost like justice being served is what I'm seeing here. But once again, when it comes to certain decisions, make sure you weigh the pros and cons of it. And especially when it comes to signing certain documents. Okay, any business contracts that you're going to be doing, when it comes to signing any company related documents, be very careful. And make sure that you're receiving the best when it comes to this week. But of course, this is a beautiful week for you. A lot of decision making is at hand, a lot of long term decision making is in store. So just make sure you're doing that correctly. Yeah, and especially for my students, work hard. This is the week that you really have to make the best use of. Yes, increase your efforts. Your efforts has to increase, because once again, when you reach close to a goal, you shouldn't really be relaxing that time. That is the time that you have to work that extra bit so that you get better rewards, is what is coming through. So increase your efforts. And remember this, you are strong. So if you feel like, oh, I'm without support, I cannot do this on my own, that is the biggest lie. Pile 3, you have the capability to reach for the moon, and reaching for the moon is what you're supposed to do. You're strong, you're empowered, and you can do anything on your own. Okay, and remember this, the way I'm seeing it, it is better that you go your own way and not, tag along a friend when it comes to you. Yeah, you have to be independent is what is coming through. Now, once again, interestingly, this is a week where you have to open the doors of your heart and finally see the truth of certain things. Is this right for me? Was this decision right for me? And was this decision right in the long term? Is this person loyal to me? How much do I want to be attached to this person? Is this company right for me? So in every area of your life, you have to be honest with yourself this week. Honesty is the word especially for this week. If I'm preparing for an examination, how well am I studying? Honesty, very important. And then increase your effort likewise and read. My student friends, you have to read a lot more, okay? Since you're very close to achieving your goal, read a lot more. But for others, reading a book is very important. And see, sometimes what happens, when we read a book and we come across a certain lines, and that will be like, oh, this is the truth I was hoping for. Certain empowering lines you hear and you're like, oh, this is the direction that I really want to take. A great deal. And fire magic. Once again, when it comes to your manifestation process, fire may actually help you. So, writing something on a piece of paper and burning it and sending that wish out to the universe, that will help you a great deal. But of course, if you want to release something, then the Dhuni of Sai Baba is an excellent place to let go of any negativity. And also, if you want to invite something in your life, imagine the Dhuni of Sai Baba and write a wish and put it in that Dhuni. And have faith that Sai Baba will listen to your wishes. See, the Dhuni of Sai Baba, is a very magical thing. It is what you want from it, you get from it. So have faith in that Dhuni, because I absolutely live by it. And in fact, let me tell you, not just me, it has been from my great grandfather's generation that we believe in Sai Baba. My great grandfather was actually blessed with physically being in presence of Sai Baba. So he's been in our family for generations and believe in his Dhuni. Travel. Okay, now I'm really going to say this. Is there somebody who's traveling to Shirdi? Just instinctively, okay? But if you are, then please say a prayer for our Teacup family. That will be something that I'll really be grateful for. But of course, travel can happen in many forms. You could travel for fun, maybe to see friends, or, on a holiday. And ambition. Remember this, you're close to achieving a goal, but you're settling for less. First of all, increase your effort because you can succeed beyond your wildest imagination. Yeah, try harder. Try harder is what I'm going to tell you. And choose wisely. So remember this, if you are going to make some choices, choose wisely, because as I told you, make sure that those choices are right for you, not just today, tomorrow, but also long term. Yeah, so make sure you're choosing wisely. And dream. Follow the yearnings for the deep blue sea. So if there is some dream that you're holding on to, make sure you take a dive and actually make those dreams a reality. And as I mentioned, imagine the dhuni of Sai Baba and imagine you putting your wish there, or using a candle. If you can just write a wish and burn it, that'll be great, to tell your dreams to the universe. And empathy. It's important for you to be kind to somebody this week, So once again, when it comes to kindness, being kind to a friend, being kind to a family member, trying to understand what somebody else is going through, very important. I'll give you messages for relationship since we've come at kindness. When it comes to matters of the heart, there is no right or wrong. Every choice you make expands your understanding of love and life. Okay, so there's no right or wrong when it comes to the heart. You will either be happy or you learn a lesson. Okay, now look deep within your heart and you will find my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. Somebody is already in love with you. Okay, maybe you know it, you don't know it, I don't know about that, but somebody loves you clearly. Yes, they do. My beloved, though we may be physically apart, spiritually we are united, for love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. So whether you're single or whether you are in a relationship, the partner that is to come in your life or the partner who's already there has a lot of love for you. And this is a spiritual kind of love. You're protected and you're connected by the bands of spirituality. Yeah? So protect that about your love. And you may not understand why certain things happen. However, there is a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. So for a couple of my friends who've not been having a good time when it comes to relationships, you just have to hang in there a little bit. Yeah, hang in there and a blessing will be revealed to you. I'll give you your tea leaf cards. And sunrise, new creative ideas, new ventures, a fresh start. I believe we had certain new beginnings for you, especially since you're getting out of difficult circumstances. And yes, there are new beginnings. A sunrise, sun is rising on your happiness once again. News is on the way. Yeah, some good news may be on the way for you. Use your intuition to make beneficial changes. Okay, so your intuition will actually give you the answer. And good advice from a wise person. If somebody wants to give you an advice, listen to that person, because maybe the person has good intention towards you. And yes, again, somebody is going to behave stupidly in your life. But remember, when somebody behaves stupidly, you have to be this week a little bit empathetic. They are maybe behaving in a way because something else in their life is wrong. Yeah, so this week just be a little bit more kinder than usual. Honor and respect will come to you. Yeah, once again, when it comes to increasing your efforts, if you increase your efforts and study harder, once again you're very close to achieving your goal, and honor and respect will come to you as a result of that. I'll give you messages from Baba. Surrender. Okay, now once again, I was really talking about the dhuni of Sai Baba, and when it comes to the dhuni of Sai Baba, make a wish, release something and surrender. Just give it to Baba, he'll take care of it. And miracles can happen because of that dhuni. Let me tell you this. Remain centered. Okay, so once again, when it comes to increasing your efforts and when you're very close, sometimes you feel like you lose your focus. But now is not the time to lose focus. Now is the time to remain centered, remain grounded, and make the best of the time that you have. Yeah, and you have the truth. Oh, once again, you had truth be told. So you have to open your heart to certain versions of truth. You know what I feel like? There are certain lies that you've told yourself and you've gotten very comfortable living that lie. And this week you're supposed to shatter that illusion of lie and see the truth for what it is. Yeah, face the truth and flow with life. Surrender, face the truth. And sometimes what happens is when we are too resistant to change, we are actually being dishonest with ourselves. When we are resistant to change, we are not going with the flow of life. And that is exactly your lesson to learn. Flow. Yeah. Don't be resistant and be kind. Yeah. That's important. And be just also. Justice is not just for yourself. Justice is for everybody. So are you being just to people in your life is something that you have to ask yourself. A R, 10, you have A again, C, car, okay, maybe travel, or maybe you're buying a new car. If you are, which car are you buying? And congratulations in advance. 20, P, you have number 4, 88, 11, 29, 33, 66, 99, and you have a lot of angel numbers, so clearly angels are surrounding you. But let me tell you something, okay, when it comes to these numbers, I generally am not a person who gets into interpreting it, or every time I see a number I won't go about and be like, oh, what does this number mean? Whenever I see these numbers or any repeating numbers, personally for me they are a sign that angels are close. That is it, because I get a lot of people asking me what this number means, what that numbers means. I'm not somebody who's more into it. I just believe that angels are just protecting beings that God sends my way, and that is the only way I look at them. Or when I want comfort, I turn to them, but I don't look at numbers in terms of that. Maybe somebody else can help you there, but that's just my belief personally. Yeah. And overall, these are the messages for you. I just feel like I need to give you a couple of more. R, and you have R again. So you have a lot of R's, and again, you have I, seeing clearly, looking the truth in the eye, very, very important. Okay, so just pay attention to that, because I believe, especially with the card of the truth coming so many times, and the card of the eye, when it comes to the eye, it's also about the third eye opening, which talks about enlightenment. So this week there could be an aha moment for you, where you realize certain things. Okay, that realization may be supremely strong, and that realization will help you shatter some falsehoods about yourself, and that's a beautiful thing to happen. Yeah, but overall, these are the messages for you, and as I wrap this up, I want to leave you with nothing but my best wishes for your future. I will see you in my next one. Bye.